Hi, greetings. Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hi, Evando. I hope I said your name right. I'm very bad in pronouncing names. Please forgive me. How are you doing? I hope you are good. I hope the season has you good. How is everyone doing this Sunday? Hi, Palisa. I hope you are good. I know we are in a very difficult time, but God is still seated on the throne, hey? God is still seated on the throne. God is still seated on the throne. I'm sorry for my eyes. I'm sorry if they look like I've been crying or something. But we just heard some news. So it's been a really hectic day. But like I said, God is still seated on the throne, irrespective of what we go through, irrespective of how we feel. He is still God in every situation. I encourage myself always that, no matter what I go through, no matter what I face in life, God does not change. God does not change just because I'm going through something. So He is still God, irrespective of whatever it is that we are facing. He is still God. He's still Jehovah Jireh. He's still Jehovah that provides, that heals. He's still the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He's still God. This is one of my favorite songs. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's by Ayanda Ntanze Bayete. Wehlukile. Bayete. Bayete. Wehlukile. Awulinganiswa. Hi, Cross. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm very bad in pronouncing names. Please forgive me. I'm very bad in pronouncing names. I'm just waiting for a few people to log in, and then, like I promised last time, I just want to talk about my journey with Christ, what I've been through, the depression, everything I faced, the rape. I just want to encourage somebody who's going through the same thing. So I thought that today would be better because most of the people are home. So I just wanna talk about that, how I came out of it, where am I right now with that journey. Yeah, I hope you are ready. I hope you are ready to be inspired. And people have been inboxing me, asking me if I'm colored or something. I'm not colored. Guys. I have my sister's child here, Palisa. She can testify to you. I just have colored names, but I'm not colored at all. Like Nigerians will say. It's all, I am pure Venda, 100%. Muvenda, wa Muvenda V. Just my parents gave me colored names. So people have been asking me if I'm colored and why I speak the way I speak my English. It's because my favorite subject in school was English, number one. And number two, that's the major subject even now that I'm studying. So yeah, it's like that. I am not colored. I am pure Venda. I live in Soweto, but I will not say where for security reasons. Yes, I'm not colored, guys. Please, please stop asking questions. You make me laugh when I ask that question. I think, Balisa, please tell them too. I'm not colored. I'm not colored. I am pure 100% Venda. My surname is Munyai. So, yeah. So far, you can keep asking me anything, guys. Keep asking me questions. I'll answer. Whatever it is that you want me to speak about, let's talk. Today, I'm just here to talk, you know. I'm just here. Oh, my eyes are bad. But yeah, I have this funny eye. Can you see, guys? It's smaller than this one. I don't know if there's somebody else that has that problem. But this one is smaller than this one. Everything in my body, this side is small. So please don't think something else, ne? That's how I am. That's why I'm even wearing glasses, because I can see properly because of that eye. Okay, so I'll start, hey? So like I said, my name is Karen. My surname is Munyai. I'm a teacher. I'm starting to be a teacher as well. I'm going to be doing my last year next year. By the grace of God, I thank God that I even passed. You know, we were writing exams in this pandemic. It was not easy at all. It was my first time writing exams online. I didn't know what was I doing. I was just writing so that I can finish because, hey, it was tough. You know, because wow, it was really tough. But by the mercies of God, I managed to overcome that. I was writing 8 models because I was supposed to have been finished by this year, but because of situations and because I ended up being hospitalized almost every time last year, I couldn't finish my second year. But you know, the ways of God are not our ways. You know, he knew that I needed this online, because online, remember, it's open book, ne? Even though it's open book, but it's a bit challenging, it's a bit difficult. But I thank God that he managed to come through for me. He managed to show himself that he is God, irrespective of what we go through. So I grew up under a family whereby my parents are pastors. Yes, I'm a PK. My parents are pastors, and the family where I grew up in, they are very strict, you know. Church, wire. You know, you have to go to church, you have to read the Bible. I started preaching when I was like, I think 10, because I accepted Christ when I was 14 or 15. I got baptized when I was 14 or 15. So my walk with God was nurtured from, let me say, from birth until a time whereby I came to a point where I knew Christ for myself, not because of what my parents were saying about Christ, but because of who Christ became in my life. You know, I accepted Christ myself. I don't know if it makes sense. Not because I was going to church each and every Sunday, but because I started having a personal relationship with Christ, and everybody will prophesy that this child has got something. Hi, hello, thanks for joining. So everybody will prophesy that this child has got something, and it became a big thing in me that I need to make this choice for myself, not because my parents are pastors, but because I want to know Christ for myself. So I grew up in that kind of environment. I was that child, And what I noticed as well is that my parents would look at the kind of characteristics that I had. Number one, they said I was a very giving child, because each and every time I would, whenever they are making food in the house, I will make sure that I call each and every child, or Sestraten, or at our street, to come and feast with us. I didn't want any child to go hungry. Even now, I have that mentality that I want to be a kingdom financer, That's my short-term goal, that I want to be a kingdom financer. I want to give. I love children, so I want to open my own orphanage whereby, people can come and stop this thing of throwing children away, but they can find a safe haven for those children. Because even at church, I'm a Sunday school teacher, so I love kids. Kids are, I don't know, I just love kids. I love the peace that kids have. They have nothing to worry about. Unlike us adults, we worry. But kids just go with the flow, So, yeah. And then I grew up, I went to an Indian primary school. And then I went to when I got to primary school, that's where I started facing challenges. I'll say this. I was an obese child. I was a big child. So I would get bullied about my weight at school, And that will affect me a lot. That will make me feel like I was an outcast, or I was not wanted, or there was something wrong with me, So because I was young, I didn't know how to deal with that. I wouldn't come home and then tell my parents that, okay, I'm going through this. You understand? And then after that, it went into a point whereby I started failing at school. Each and every term I would fail, but to my surprise, at the end of the year, I would pass. I don't know how that happened. It's the grace of God. I would pass. I passed my primary. I went into high school. When I got to grade 8, I passed. When I got to grade 9, I passed. When I got to grade 10, I took maths and science subjects. And it knocked me off grade 10. It knocked me off. I failed the first year. I tried again to take maths and science. I failed the second year, and then I changed. I went into I tried again. The third time I failed. So I changed my subject. So I failed grade 10 3 times. I changed my subject. I went into accounting. When I went into accounting, I changed schools as well. I went into a school whereby, let me say, it's blacks, in town, New Nation School. And then after that, when I started my grade 9, my grade 10 again, that in that school, I had teachers that would motivate me and say, no, we see something in you. You must go on. Don't give up just because you are failing. Even there, I was failing my terms, but at the end of the year, I would pass. I passed grade 10 when I got to that school. Remember, I'm now 17 years. No, I'm 19 years when I passed the third time. When I passed at the new school, I was 19 years. I was 18, yes. And then grade 11, I passed. I was 19. Grade 12, I'm doing my last year, and guess what? The devil comes in again. I get raped. Okay, so, and it was a very difficult year for me because my family was facing a lot of difficult situations as well. I get raped by someone who wanted to date me, but I was refusing at that time. So he knew that I was always alone. He knew that my parents would travel. He knew that, everything I did, he knew. Okay, so, okay, fine. And then afterwards, I didn't tell my family when it happened because I was feeling guilty. I was feeling like trash. I was feeling like this is my fault. I was feeling like, you know what, I'm the one who did this to myself. So, you know what, let me not bother my family about this. But remember that it's starting from primary school. I'm keeping all these inside. From primary school, I'm keeping this, and I'm keeping the fact that I was rejected at school, that I was bullied at school. I'm keeping the fact that now I failed grade 10. All those things, emotions are still inside of me. I have not dealt with it. So it escalated to a point when I was still repeating grade 10. I tried killing myself, I think 3 times. It did not work. When I was raped again, I tried killing myself another 3 times. It did not work. I went to college. I first studied travel and tour operations, not travel and tourism, but travel and tour operations. When I was at my last year, my results went missing. I have not dealt with all that baggage that I'm carrying around from primary. I have not dealt with it. I'm leaving it. I'm like saying, you know what, it's fine, nobody would know, stuff like that. My results get missing, and then I'm like, God, what is happening to me? What is really happening? Why is it when I'm about to reach something that it slips from my hands? First, when I get to grade 10, I fail. When I get to grade 12, I get raped. But thank God I passed. When I get to do my last year in college, this happens again. And then, okay, I let that go as well. I let it go. Thank God they made me rewrite. I wrote, I think it was 3 subjects the week before I was supposed to graduate. Imagine. Okay, so after that, the depression started because now I was holding in too much. I was not letting it go. I was holding in too much. And then I didn't know that it was damaging me that much. I didn't even know at the time it was depression. I didn't even know at the time that something was wrong with me. I was just thinking, you know what, it will pass. It will pass. I would lay in my room, lock myself up, cry myself to sleep, sometimes try to even cut myself. But, in all that, I managed to want to be helped because I could see that it is going out of hand. It is reaching a point whereby now I could really kill myself now. If I don't do something, now something else will happen. So that's where I first met my mentor, Sis Faith. I was going through her page. I was going through Facebook actually, and then I came about her page. You know, she was helping young women who also have been through what I've been through. And, you know, she was having an event or something. Sorry about this filter, guys. She was having an event or something. And then I inboxed her. I wrote my whole story that this is what is going on in my life, and I can't take it anymore. I need help, otherwise I'm going to lose it. She's one of the people that really helped me, stood by me through my darkest moments. She knows my deepest, darkest moments, you know. You can find her. She's called Evangelist Faith Sitole. Okay, and yeah, but I managed to get help. That's the important thing. That even when you go through some things, when you think that the world is coming to an end, go out and get help. When you don't feel like, you know, your family will understand you, just push yourself to a limit whereby you get help. Because the more you inhabit, you know, like the more you inhabit things, the more you inhabit pain, it causes even your health to deteriorate. Because my health was also starting to deteriorate, but because of God, you know, I could have died those times when I tried to kill myself. I could have died because of health situations, but because I wanted to get help and I was at the point whereby I couldn't take it anymore, I managed to just like that woman in the book of Bible who had an issue of bleeding for 12 years. She saw Jesus from afar, you know, and she crawled through the crowd. She crawled through the crowd and she went, and by just touching the hem of his garment, she was healed. I'm reminded of Hannah as well. Hannah had Penina. We all know the story. Hannah had Penina who always mocked her. But Hannah would each and every day go to the house of the Lord to cry and to pour out her heart unto the Lord and say, Lord, I'm going through this and this. Please come through for me. Lord, if you give me this child, I will bring him back to you as a living sacrifice. Lord, hear my cry. Until the man of God came and said, Hannah, why do you weep? And she was like, no, I'm pouring my heart out to God. You know, I'm pouring my heart. She didn't even tell him the situation that she's going through, that I'm being mocked just because I don't have a son. You know, and then the man of God said, let it be unto you what you are desiring. Let God give you the desires of your heart. We need to come to a point whereby you are ready to be transparent to God and say, God, irrespective of the pain that I feel, irrespective of what I'm going through, I lay my life before you. There's a song that we sing, I lay my life before you, Lord, how much I love you. You need to come to that point whereby you say, Lord, I'm laying it all. The pain that I'm feeling, the rejection I've been through, the rape I've been through, the depression I've been through, failures I've been through, my sickness, everything, Lord, I lay it before you. I become transparent before you, and you will see how God will send people that will come and help you. You know, I'm reminded of David. David says in the book of Psalms that my soul is troubled, but I know that, you know, I can only run to you, oh God. Run to God irrespective of who says what. God is the only one that can save you. God is the only one that can redeem your soul. You know, like let us just trust him and see what happens. Let your 2021 goal be, irrespective of what I go through, Lord, I will trust you. Irrespective of what people are saying about me, Lord, I will trust you. Because people spoke and people will still speak. You know, people spoke. I wish I can say this other part of my life that I went through, but one day I will. It is still very emotional for me, but people spoke. And as people spoke, it affected me. But that's not how it's supposed to be. When people speak, let it be an encouragement for you to go do more for God. Let it be an encouragement for you to go deeper into the things of God. You owe it to yourself to be happy. Nobody else can make you happy. Nobody else can make you. You owe it to yourself to love yourself. You can ask for someone else's love, but if you don't have self-love for yourself, then you have got nothing. So I'm leaving you with these nuggets. That number one, allow yourself to go through the process of healing. Find healing for yourself, not for somebody else. Number two, have self-love. Self-love is much more important. When you have self-love, it will mean that you understand that I need healing. So when you have self-love, you are actually saying, you know what, I'm going to love myself now. I'm going to go hunt for help now. Because it's about me. I'm the one who went through this. I'm the one who's feeling all these emotions. Now I'm doing it for me and not for anybody else. Number three, don't care what people say. Because what? People will talk. People will talk. Whether you do good, whether you do bad, people will talk, bazalwane. So never underestimate the power that you have. Never. Don't allow situations to determine who you are. Determine the situations how they will come out for themselves. So this was just part one. If you have questions, I will wait a little bit and you can ask a question or say anything you want to say. I will do part two as well. I will go deeper into the depression, how I came out of it. So if you have questions, if you want to go live with me, just tell me and then I will accept. You are worthy of my praise. If you have any questions, please ask. You are worthy of my praise. You are worthy of my praise. Another thing, use the weapon of worship. That's what made me go through what I went through and came out victorious. I knew my calling, that I'm a worshiper, and I used it, and I'm still using it even today. That's where I find my peace of mind. When I just go into the zone of worship, I know that I will come out victorious and strong and free. Are we blessed?